everybody, it's me, Rachel. So today I wanted to do a quick little review on a flashlight. It's the ThruNight Archer. It's like a, it says 1A V3 on it. I'm not sure if that'll help you find it or not. Under the description I will have links of where to find this and a coupon code for it. The company went ahead and sent me this, and this is a nifty little flashlight. What I like about it is that it hooks to my wrist like this, and so like when I'm dumpster diving or something and I go to grab something, if I let go of my flashlight for a second so that I can use both hands, it's not a big deal because it'll stay. It's not going to go over my hand. It stays on nice and snug. I really love that about it. It has a few different settings of brightness. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe you can see if I do that on my face. And it came with its own little packet. I like the box it came in too, actually. It came with its own little box and it's packaged super nice. It came with extra little parts, a couple little gaskets, and if the button ever wore off on the bottom, it has a replacement part with it. You just have to put this in a safe place where you'll remember where it's at. This flashlight has become more of my go-to flashlight because with the headlamps it takes up more space in my purse to carry it or my pocket. This fits in a pocket and kind of like can hold on to the pocket, or you can put it on a belt or something to tighten it on there. I like those little features about it. It took one AA battery. Rio, what are you doing? I'm going to have to introduce you guys to Rio. Rio is my puppy. Comes with an amazing story. So one AA battery for all that brightness. Not a lot. I don't know how long the battery lasts. I have not used up whole battery yet. So and I probably will never know because I'm not going to like time it. I'll be like, that didn't seem very long, or that seemed like a great long time. I'm guessing that it's a pretty efficient flashlight from what I hear. So I will go ahead and put that information and link below. It's an awesome little flashlight. It's bright for its size. It's easy to carry around and easy not to lose, which I love all those features. Now with that said, I'll show a little darker video where you can see the brightness a little better. Alright guys, it's plenty dark out. I'm in my house right now. There's light one. Okay, brightness 1 is right about there. That's even brighter. Even brighter! Ah! Not so bright. Nope. Can you hardly see me? And then kind of more normal there. And it keeps going around. Like that. I'm going to show you Rio. We just got done with doggy school. Here's Rio. This is Rio, my little bandito. Rio is 9 months old. He is a Yorkie mixed with a Maltese. And one day when I was shopping at the Goodwill, this lady walked up to us and said, well, we talked to her a few times throughout the store, and the kids were petting her puppy, and she let them hold him. And she told us that she had just got him 3 days prior for $650 from a guy who wasn't allowed to have pets in his apartment. He had tried. He was not neutered, but he had all of his shots up to date. And by the end of the visit at the store, she walks up to me and said, you would make a great dog owner, and you should get a dog like that. I said, yeah, where did you find him? In the paper? I was just being friendly. I had asked a lot of questions throughout the store just for fun, making conversation, and she was like, yeah, I that's how I did it, but what I mean is, and she kind of pulled me away from the kids for a second. She's like, I was wondering if you want my puppy. And I was like, your puppy? Wouldn't you totally miss him? I mean, won't you be heartbroken? And she said, well, I'm not too attached yet because I've only had him for 3 days, and I feel like she told me later that she felt like God was telling her to give him to me. And at first, like, you know, you just walk up to some stranger and you're like, okay, God told you to do this thing. I've had multiple guys try to tell me, oh, God told me that you're the one. But if that were true, wouldn't that make me a polygamist by now? So I always kind of sit back and go, well, we'll see about that. If the Lord tells me the same thing, I'll agree. But seeing as it was a spontaneous thing, and it's not like you could go back, and besides it's a puppy and he's adorable, and why wouldn't you want him? So I said, okay. Then I took him. She was going through a divorce and a really hard time in life right now. And and I took down her email, and she gave me all the papers for him, his own little kennel, a doggy bed, food enough to last us like a month, and some doggy treats and toys and just everything, things for his teeth. Yeah, so like everything, which was incredible. Within a month, I had gotten him to the veterinarian. We got some extra shots done. Some shots, I shouldn't say extra. We got his shots even more up to date because it was time for his booster shot or whatever those shots are called, where it's a set of shots. And I got him neutered, which he doesn't like to talk about it. He thought he was dead. He pretty much just like wouldn't look at me, but he wanted me to hold him all day after I picked him up. He was not very happy about that little thing, but I thought I would help him from running away because little dogs have a tendency to just take off, and male dogs in particular. And he still likes to kind of run off, but we went to doggy training school. It was $90-some, which is not exactly frugal, but it's seemed very, very worth it to me at the time because I've never actually trained or raised a dog by myself. My sisters have, and we had dogs growing up, but I wanted to do it right the first time. So he's learned quite a few cute little tricks, and I will have to show that to you guys some other time. But he's my little pal. We go driving together, me and him and the kids, and yeah, he pretty much goes everywhere with us most of the time, unless it's going to be too hot in the car, and then he's pretty good about staying home, and I put down a potty pad for him to go to the bathroom on, and that way he has a nice set of food and water, and I don't have to worry about him getting too hot. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. This is real, and this is my new super duper new flashlight, and there's a lot more updates that I need to be doing, but I wanted to do this one first, and then I'm going to edit some that I have for the house, because I also took some of the plumbing projects and things that I'm doing. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an awesome summer. I know mine's been pretty good, but it's super duper busy. It's insane. There's been ups and downs. I kind of had a rough month. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have all heard by now that Christina Grimmie was shot and killed, and I followed her channel since she first started, and so that really broke my heart. Like, she seemed like such a sweet person, and I don't know, it just really hit me with sadness. Almost like I knew her, you know. I like cried hard for a couple of days, and it probably didn't help that I got the news while I was at a funeral for my friend Millie, who was 95. She lived a good long life, but Millie was one of my sweet friends who I met her at church, and I guess if it weren't for Jacob, I wouldn't have thought to invite her over, but I started inviting her over for lunches, and we'd hang out. It was around the time when I first started dumpster diving and making those videos for you guys. And one day she says, well, what's new with you? And I was like, well, I'm learning how to budget tightly and work with all that I've got on my plate right now. And one of the things I've started doing is dumpster diving. I kind of paused. I was kind of embarrassed about it still, and I was like waiting for her to like react. I wasn't sure how she would. She just kind of chuckled and was like, oh yeah, I used to do that. And I was like, no way you did. She's like, yes, and I was the only one who would actually get in because my friends were too scared to. And here I was, the shortest one, and we'd go dumpster dive, and I just boost myself in there. And she's like, one time we were heading down to Florida, and we stopped at a fruit market, and the dumpster was just like full of watermelons. And so I stopped, and I got a bunch of them out and handed them out to my friends. So she told me her tales, and she was always full of great advice, and she'd make me a colloidal silver. And I love Millie. She seems so alive all the time. Even though she's in her 90s, she was taking care of her daughter and granddaughter whenever they had ailments. Or one time, like, her daughter started buying out storage units. You probably have seen those sales, like, on TV or YouTube, where people go and they bid on a storage unit and they go through it. Well, her daughter kind of did that with a couple and was like, oh no, this is like hoarding. I don't know how to do all of this stuff. I can't get rid of it fast enough. So Millie went and bailed her out and helped her get through those piles and organize and all that. At least that's what I heard. There might be two sides to that story. I don't know, but one of her granddaughters, or no, her daughter kind of brought that up and said that there was something like that. And it was so funny that she was so lively up to the very end. I loved that about her. And so seeing her in a coffin, it's kind of like, I stood there for a second, but I really didn't want to stand there for very long because Millie was always very alive and always on the move. She had a great sense of humor, and that's how I want to remember her. So that was kind of a rough part of my month, and then there's also some stuff going on at home. Not with the kids or anything too much, although, you know, a couple of them are getting older, so there's some attitude stuff going on with my eldest daughter sometimes, but nothing that won't pass, and we're working through it. Anyway, I will update you guys more later. I don't want to jabber on, and I hope you're having a great summer, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye!